What's good? What's good? We are back. One and only Paul Masson, live from Fayettenam, Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as usual, live on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Audio version will go to Spotify, Apple, Amazon, Deezer, TuneIn, Stitcher, Slacker, iHeartRadio, Player FM, and much, much more. Crazy weather out there right now in the Ville. A lot of rain going on, thunder, lightning, all that good stuff and whatnot. Of course, it has been hot as all hell in North Carolina like the last week or so. We've been hitting them 98 marks. Got a guest coming on here in a few. We're gonna give him a little bit of time. Last night's guest, we gonna have to reschedule, which was Rex and Artisan. They were on their way to a show and were stuck in traffic and whatnot. But we rescheduled for Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern time, and they got an album dropping in, so we're gonna talk about that and some of the other stuff they got going on. Um, Let me go ahead and while I'm at it, message our guest, let him know we ready whenever he is. And I did follow up with him. He did say we're good to go. I know he's on West Coast time, so they're like 3 hours pretty much behind us. So it's pretty much like 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time there. Appreciate everybody tuning in right now on Facebook, YouTube, and looks like Instagram's a little slow right now. Trying to give people some time to come on and whatnot. Let's see. I know sometimes people do have issues with the links and whatnot. iPhones, iPads, things of that nature do have issues with the link. Appreciate you tuning in. Just another live for Fayettenam Friday, man. Giving our guests a little bit of time to come on. And like I said, we're gonna reschedule the Rex interview and Artisan interview for Monday. We still got let me see what we still got on the schedule. We still got Pretty P for July 10th. DUIs of the Bums, July 11th. Davina, also known as Davina Bussy, July 3rd. Gary Ramsey, July 17th. Nia Voy, July 18th. And of course, the Rex and Artisan is rescheduled for June 30th, 7 p.m. Eastern time and whatnot. I know yesterday I was talking about the Jim Jones and Nas thing. I saw a post that Lashaya put out there like everybody should believe in themselves as much as Jim Jones believes he's better than Nas. I mean, that's cool and all, but sometimes there's delusion and then there's delusion, you know. And there's levels to this. There's always levels to this. And while Jim Jones does have a single that had a really, really big impact on the culture, and maybe the way, you know, his fashion and stuff like that might have had some influence on people or whatnot. I mean, he didn't have more Billboard hits than Nas. So that's the thing. You can't argue something that's a blatant lie. You can't just present false information and try to, you know, argue and debate your point when the information is completely false, because Nas has more Billboard entries. Plus, Nas has more classic albums, and I don't know that Jim Jones has a single classic album whatsoever. Try to give my guess a little bit of time. Yeah, I would say it goes to show how dumb people can be. Yeah, and you know, I think Jim Jones was just trying to get clicks and trying to go viral. He knows how the internet is. You're just trying to stay relevant. Nas is a poet. Jim Jones is a rapper. Yeah. It's just like Jim Jones, he knows better than that. He knows that the majority of people from our era would never ever try to compare him to Nas or Nas to him. They would never do that. They know that that's just crazy as hell just to even try to bring up. Says he has no versatility. Yeah, I could agree with that. See what's up with our guest. I don't know if he. Hopefully he ain't forget, and hopefully he hasn't isn't having issues with the link and whatnot. I know he and I hope he didn't think it was 7 p.m. his time. Hope he caught that it was Eastern time. Come on, guy, come on. Leaving me with not much to hear to go off of, because I'm definitely not prepared for no topics right now. Let's see. Let's see what we got with I know I was seeing on Joe Budden's podcast where Cardi B and Offset dropped. I guess Cardi B had her single ready to drop on a certain day, and Offset dropped his as well. And I guess he was it's like a divorce kind of battle rap. And Cardi B record, it wasn't too bad. It was alright. But I like the Offset record with Jid. I like the Offset record with Jid. I definitely think if that is a marriage rap battle, divorce, like a divorce rap battle, I would say Offset's won the first round of that and whatnot. I definitely would say he won the first round of that. I think he got the better record with Jid. Um, that's the thing. Cardi, man, I mean, she's cool and all, but she just raps about the same shit over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. And she just don't got that style, that Migos style that they got. Oh man, come on, man. We had to reschedule yesterday's interview. I ain't trying to reschedule another one. I know things happen, things come up. Um, let's see. I think I'm about to try to Instagram call him, man. Let's see. Jones, what's up, man? Waiting on my guest, man. Waiting on my guest. About to call him real quick. I don't know if he's gonna pick up or not. Hello, Mike Myers, what's good, man? Hey, what's good? Hey, I know I'm late. Give me a second, man, to readjust. I'm in my car right now. Okay. I'll call you right back. Just get you on StreamYard. Yeah, click on that StreamYard and I'll be ready for you. Yo, can you hear me? Yeah, click on the StreamYard. Yeah, you gotta click the StreamYard and I'll be ready for you. Okay, bet. All right. All right, one. All right, so that was him. We're gonna give him a little bit of time. He said, he's running late. Definitely want to get this interview out the way. Was a big fan of this guy's debut album. Definitely went through a whole circuit of battling cats on the Wake Up Show back in the days. We on the East Coast, we didn't always get the Wake Up Show on the East Coast. You had to hear it afterwards and whatnot. My man Prestige just sent me a message. Let's see what he talking about over here. Jones, what's good with you, man? Appreciate y'all still tuning in. While we wait for the guests. So also we're doing live music reviews tomorrow. If you want to submit, it's livefromfayettenam at gmail.com. That's livefromfayettenam at gmail.com. Let me throw that in the chat real quick. Submit MP3 to livefromfayettenam at gmail.com. All right, so basically, that's the email. Live from Fayettenam at gmail.com. You can submit your MP3. We'll be doing reviews tomorrow, probably at 4 p.m., 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And don't just send your newest song. Send me like your best song at first. Nah, I don't take wave. I don't take wave. MP3s only. So make sure y'all do that. I'll be doing reviews tomorrow. Also, I'll probably have some bare knuckle fight interviews coming up here soon. There's a lot of fight cards still going on and whatnot. And also go check out the interviews that I just did recently. So we just did an interview recently with Haifa Killer Army. We're supposed to have him back on. Here we go. We got a guest about to come on. He just popped up, waiting till his camera. Give him a little bit of time, let his camera pop up. I think he still got to cut on his mic and his camera. All right, so we about to bring on our guest. He's coming in from the West Coast, if I'm not mistaken. Back in the days, this cat did a lot of battling on the Wake Up Show. His debut album was called "It's a Long Time Coming," and it was one of my favorite albums back then. And he instantly become one of my favorite rappers as soon as I heard him. Let's bring on the one and only Mykill Miers.
Yo, what's good, man? What's good?
How you
Sorry,
doing, man?
sorry I was late, man. Life happened, man. I didn't expect to do something I needed to do, and so I had to take my sons to basketball practice. I thought they were off today, but it's
Well,
all
I
good.
appreciate you taking the time out anyways, man. Like I said, I remember when you dropped back in the days and I instantly became a fan of you, man.
No, I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
So I want to start with some like basic questions, then I'll get into some more custom kind of questions. So what inspired you to start rapping and what was your biggest influences coming up?
Uh, what inspired me to start rapping is kind of the time, man. Like in the late to mid to late '80s, man. Everybody was a fan of rap, on TV raps and all that type of stuff, man. And kind of around the late '90s or late '80s, everybody was in some kind of crew, either graphing or DJing, dancing, something. And I couldn't really dance. And I did the graffiti thing, I did the DJ thing, but I gravitated towards doing the more the lyrical music side, man, just because of cats like Chill Rob G and Coochie Rap and Big Daddy Kane, and, cats like that.
Now you had a time where you was like battling cats on the Wake Up Show. Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, the Wake Up Show, man, was a show on one of the major radio stations in LA at the time, 92.3 The Beat, and 102.3 The Beat. It changed over the course of its run, but yeah, it was a major commercial radio that Saturday nights, from 9 to 12 they play hip hop, and then from 11 to 12 they have what they call 11 o'clock battles. And
Okay.
cats like myself, locals from around the city, was pining to get in, and I got in because I knew somebody, and I got in and did my thing, man, and it, became one of the alumni.
Now were you winning like for like weeks straight or something like that?
Yeah, I went in probably for like 3 months straight for a cool
Damn.
minute. I just kept coming back. They kept letting me in, so I kept coming back. But I initially went there, man. Cat named by the name of Razzcast, who I'm sure you probably heard of.
Yep, yep.
He was the one that him and Voodoo and Mean Green, the Western Hemisphere. They got me to take them because I was the driver, and so as I'm sitting in the back, I'm begging, hoping I get a chance to rhyme. I got my chance, and the rest is history.
So you grew up on the West Coast, correct?
Yeah, I'm from a city called Carson, man, just west of Long Beach, just south of Compton.
And now how did that shape your like lyrical style and approach to hip hop?
Um, I mean, I was around a lot. I was influenced a lot. I had a cousin from the Bronx, so he was sending me, Mr. Magic tapes, man, and so that's why I got heavy influence, East Coast influence. But like for me at the time that I came in, we were like the second wave, second generation West Coast artists. So we were trying to distance ourselves from what was becoming the G Funk gangster era, and
Yeah,
so
yeah.
lyrics was important to us. You know what I'm saying? I come from that same school as Freestyle Fellowship and Dilated Peoples and Jurassic Five and Loop Pack and those groups and Ugly Duckling and them groups, man. So we were trying to set ourselves apart from with that stereotypical gangster era.
And how did you end up on Ill Boogie Records?
Funny story, man. I was signed to a label called Perspective, which
Okay.
was on A&M, was a subsidiary of A&M. I believe Young Z was on that label.
Okay.
Um, and it didn't work out. I think they got rid of the black music department. And I was out there looking for a deal and ran into a friend of mine named DJ Redmatic. He told me about, at the time, it was called Blackberry Records. He was just kind of putting out break beats. And he said he might be looking for an artist. So shot him my demo and we ended up doing some good work.
Now, did you ever try to shop to any of the major labels at the time?
Yeah, I had a lot of situations with a lot of different labels out here. Interscope. I really wanted to be on Loud. They just didn't gravitate to my music.
Yeah.
I know I got turned down by Stone's Throw. Matter of fact, Stone's Throw was the meeting that I had before I had the Ill Boogie meeting,
Yeah.
and they just didn't feel like I fit their roster. So kind of better for me anyway.
Yeah, I felt like at that time though, Loud. I mean, everybody was on Loud, so Loud would probably been a good fit as well because there was a lot of dudes over there spitting on Loud.
Yeah, I thought so, man. I had good peoples there. I knew the alcoholics were there. You
Yep.
know, there. I thought I would. I thought I fit pretty good over there, but didn't work out. But I ain't salty about it.
So your first album, it's been a long time coming. You had features like Rocker Ira Science, you had AG from Show and AG, Freddie Fox, Planet Asia, and more. How fulfilling was that album for you at the time?
Kind of was everything, man. I didn't think, to be honest, I didn't think I'd have another album. Like I just
Okay.
kind of just do that one. It's kind of on the bucket list of things I wanted to do in my life, and
Yeah.
put the record out, and it was dope. But the experience was unique just because like everything kind of happened so fast. It went from nobody knew who I was to like everybody knows who I am. And my face was everywhere. If you lived in California at the time, my face was everywhere on every billboard. It was in magazines a lot. I got to record in D&D, the famous D&D studios, and
Yep.
that was an experience in and of itself.
Do you feel like that album is underrated?
Um, nah, I feel like it did what it did. I think
Okay.
it put me in the game. And people still refer to it some 25 years later. So I think it stood the test of time. So I can't say it's underrated. I probably would have said that 20 years ago, but
Okay.
but here now, 25 years ago, I'm having a conversation about it now. So I think it stood the test of time.
And this is the 25-year anniversary, correct?
It's correct. This is 25 years.
Yeah, because it dropped what, 2000?
March 2000.
March 2000. So March, yeah, we just passed it up.
This
That's
past year,
crazy.
5 year mark. It's crazy because it don't seem like it's been that long.
So you had M Boogie on the album, DJ Revolution worked on there, but you had somebody named DJ Dusk. What can
Yeah,
you tell me about
DJ
DJ
Dust.
Dusk?
DJ Dust was a local DJ around LA, man. He's one of the dopest DJs we had, man. He passed away a few
Oh
years after
man.
that record, but he's a good dude, good brother, man. He did a lot of work. He worked for the label at the time, and so
Okay.
and he was my DJ at the time. So he gave me my confidence, man, to go out there and kind of just me and him on the stage, kind of just kill it. We were going on the road, man, and I couldn't bring my homies with me, so it was just me and him, beats and rhymes, and we made it work.
So my favorite song on that album is Who Am I? Now,
Okay.
do you got a favorite song on that album?
Who am I would be in the top five for sure. Uh, yeah, who am I might be my one, man. That doing my thing. I
Yeah. Yeah,
rock
I
the
like I'm doing my thing too. That's a dope one, really dope one too.
yeah. I think rock the mic. Those are my top three.
Rock the mic, yeah. When I heard that, who am I though? That my chrome be my chaperone wherever I roam. I was just like, yo, this dude is ill, yo.
Yeah, I laugh at it now. I was trying to be fresh, man. Voodoo did the beat, and the beat was crazy, so I just kind of try to do my thing, man. Try to be creative. And now looking back 25 years later, it's a dope line.
Yeah, it was. And the beat, everything about that song was dope. So you dropped Second Coming. That was your second album.
Yeah.
And that was on Ill Boogie. And then after that, you kind of had a little hiatus for like 5 years. What were you doing at that time?
So at the time, man, I was searching for another deal.
Okay.
Nothing really seemed to be right. You know what I'm saying? The industry was shifting. This was kind of, we went from the from vinyl to CD to the CDJs to MP3s, and so
Hmm.
everything became digital. And so I started doing a lot of like music licensing in that
Okay.
in that hiatus or whatever. And then I felt like I knew enough to just do work. So I was like, you know what, I can start my own label, do it myself. And for all intents and purposes, man, I've been pretty successful.
So I'm guessing starting your own label kind of falls into my next question. So you dropped the album Trials of Job 2006, and I think your next four projects were under Abnormal Entertainment. Is that your label that you're talking about?
Yeah, that's the label that I started. Yep.
Okay. And so you started at around 2006?
About I want to say I started in 2004. I don't think the
Okay.
records came out until later. I know the Trials of Joe was like it had gotten bootlegged. One of the engineers I worked with, he had kind of bootlegged it out. So like there's a couple different versions of songs that are out there that probably shouldn't be, but it's all part for the course.
And that was probably around the Napster days and stuff
Yeah, it was
and
Napster days.
LimeWire.
Yeah, going into the torrent days where people was just kind of ripping records and doing that.
Yeah. So how would you say your sound has evolved from your earlier projects to your most recent projects?
Um, got an album that's about to drop in the next couple months. So the 25-year evolution, man, will really primarily be just me as a man, you
Mhm.
know, maturing as a man, and then feeling like using music as a form of communication to get my point across.
Mhm.
Whereas before it was kind of a vent for me to release my frustrations and try to be creative in doing so. But now it's more with the way the political climate is now. I think it's as a 50-year-old artist, but I think it's my duty to probably teach and mentor those who come after me.
Okay, that's what's up. And what do you think separates a good MC from a great one?
Um, Courage to kind of step out there on a limb and do something different. To be creative in a tight space. Like the thing about MCing, man, like it's a time limit to how creative you can be in a 1/4 count. You know what I'm saying? So those who are like who I call Jedi's, the Eminems, the Pharaoh Monches, the Black Thoughts, the Crooked Eyes, the Royce the 5 Nines, those guys they ought to stretch the time
Huh?
and be able to do it and do it in such a creative way that it takes a lot of courage to go out and say some of the things that people say dope. It's easy
Mm.
to just rhyme cat, hat, and bat. But to talk about topics that people don't normally talk about, or to talk about topics people talk about normally, but do it in such a creative way takes a lot of courage.
Yeah, and you said Pharaoh. He's got that record with Smith and Wesson that they did, and this dude is he's just as good as he was back in the
He's
days,
the
yo.
Jedi, bro. Like I've never heard a whack Pharaoh verse ever. Like
Yeah.
and he was okay on like never. So
Eh,
shout out to Pharaoh, that's my man. But like dudes like him, ultra creative and courageous to do some of the records that he's done, and still keep up with the craft. He got more time in the game than I got. He got probably 30 years in.
Damn. So I listened to the new record, the Watch Me Rise. Who produced that song? What's the idea behind that song?
Watch Me Rise, man. I produced that. It's more of a kind of a call to like where I've been from when I started to where I'm at now. Like in the process,
Okay.
not putting a record out over the last 5 years. I went and got my doctorates in education, and so it's kind of an ode to myself. Is just going from this, you know, me maturing and just kind of maturing through the years and still doing this thing called music and kind of still trying to do it at a high level. At least I'm trying to anyway.
And I thought that beat was pretty good. Like, how long you been making beats for yourself now?
I've been making beats since the Trials of Joe.
Okay.
It started out as a necessity because I couldn't afford producers,
Uh-huh.
and then but I was a DJ first, so like I've always dug in the crates and get samples and put samples together. So that's always been my thing.
So you producing all your stuff now, or do you
Man,
still use other producers here and there?
I got a couple different producers here and there. I got a couple of musicians that. So during COVID, man, I had like hired a bunch of musicians to just play keys and chords and drums and horns, and I just would sample from that. So a lot of it sounds like it's live stuff, but it's mostly sampled from live instruments.
So you said something earlier. I guess that kind of goes into my next question of what motivates you. I guess you were saying like the political climate just makes you have to really kind of get out there and just get your views and opinions out there.
Yeah, I think what inspires me now is feeling like I got something to say. I think when listen to people like Andre 3000 talk about he doesn't have anything to say. I can understand that to a certain extent. You
Yeah.
know, like for me, that when I get to a point to where I feel like I got to do something, and me out there protesting is probably not what I'm gonna do. But me
Hmm.
making a record with some politically driven stuff in it is probably something I know I can do. So um, that was one of the inspirations behind this record. It's called The Kingsman, from Trauma to Triumph. I think the title speaks for itself.
Yeah, and I think I've seen lately where there's a lot more musicians that are really willing to talk about political things and whatnot. I've seen even like they got the conservative Donald Trump rappers that like that's all they rap is like conservative stuff.
That's
And
crazy.
then you had the guy Oliver Anthony who blew up off of that. I think it was kind of a country folk record, and it was very political though. He was talking about the rich men north of Richmond, basically like the politicians and stuff in D.C. and whatnot.
Right, right. Yeah, I mean, I think it's that time, man. Like I said, I'm 50, man, so I'm a child of NWA and child of Public Enemy and Boogie Down Productions, KRS-One. So I got something to say, and I kind of started out as when I first started rhyming, I wanted to be like Chuck D. So
Okay.
me just kind of coming back home to my roots.
So I seen you had an album series called Mykill. When did you come up with that one?
That was during COVID, so it was
Okay.
man where like I was sitting at home and I was frustrated with again the social justice and all the stuff was going on with George Floyd and Breonna Taylor and all that other stuff. And when I get antsy, I get creative. And so, like I said, I was sitting around trying to figure things out, and that felt like that was the best thing to do, just to kind of make records. And so, like, I made 40 songs in 40 nights, and then I put them
Damn.
out every month. I put out 10 songs.
That's crazy. And that's the thing now, like there's so much oversaturation in music that everybody like putting out a ton of music, man, just to like pretty much kind of keep up, I guess.
Yeah, the attention span is so fickle now. Like, there's an argument or debate. I know Chuck D and I've had that same debate about should there be three verses in a song versus two. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that.
Yeah.
And the attention span don't call for three anymore unless you really, really, really got something to say or you got a guest feature or something. But you rarely hear people do three verses anymore.
So Mr. Myrtle Beach asked, how'd you come up with the name?
My birth name is Mykill and my birthday is Halloween.
Okay.
Enough said.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool.
And I
I
spelled
mean,
it. I spelled Mykill just to make it stand out. To be honest.
did you have a name before that? A lot of cats usually have a name before the name.
Yeah, I had a few. My last one that I was with was called Black Pride. Like I said, I was on
Okay.
back then. Black Pride just didn't seem to fit, and then I really got into kind of the braggadocious murder rap kind of thing
Yeah.
later, and so Mykill Miers kind of fit. I used to get called that anyway because my birthday's on Halloween, but
Yeah.
it was the one that stuck.
Yeah, that's been a long running movie series. That literally came out when I was a kid.
Yeah, the first one came out in '78.
So how do you balance like underground respect with like staying relevant in a changing hip hop landscape?
I try to stay true to me. You know what I
Okay.
mean? I don't really step outside my realm, even though like I've done things in the industry, man. I've ghostwritten for a lot of different artists, and I've been part of some tours with artists that you probably would be surprised to hear. But and I've been a industry mainstay for a long time. But like at the end of the day, when it comes to Mykill Miers and Mykill Miers as the artist, I try to stay true to it. And and sometimes that might mean me stepping outside my box or my
Mhm.
comfort zone, but it's still true to me, so I don't mind it much. But I think to balance it though is just I'm a hip hop fan first, so if it's not up to my standards as a fan, it can't be up to my standards as an artist.
Yo, did you hear about this Jim Jones comparing himself to Nas?
Crazy.
Is that
It's a lot of revisionist history out there, man. That like I hear like even in sports, man, you hear like people like Tracy McGrady talking about if he had Shaq,
Oh,
like so like it's easy to say that now, but in real time we was there, bro. We saw what you did.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? No diss to Jim Jones, but he ain't Nas.
Yeah.
He ain't got
And
a It's Written or Illmatic, and it's nowhere near his catalog.
I posted something when I seen like I first saw it like Hakeem Green posted something from Channel Live because I follow him and I was like, oh, what are we doing here? This is like comparing like Bradley Bill's skill set to like Kevin Durant or something, man.
Crazy. It's crazy. But we in that era, man, where like, you say something like that, and it's easy to say when a man not here, you know what I'm saying? Or it's easy to say when, what's Nas gonna do? Catch him at the club and fighting for it? You know what I'm saying? So like, I come from a different era. I mean, couldn't say things like that because people come see you.
Yeah, and I think if you go to a lot of the albums that we would consider some of the greatest albums, they're not always the best selling. Like Illmatic didn't really go platinum. My number one album of all time is Mobb Deep Infamous. I don't think it went platinum at the time. There was no really commercial records on there whatsoever. You know,
Right. But you can put on Shook Ones right now, and everybody will move.
yeah,
You know what I'm
and it's
saying?
flawless. It's completely flawless album. There's no skipping
Right. So
whatsoever.
I think you're right in that where like, you know, sometimes the greatest albums aren't always the most successful, but do they stand the test of time? I don't remember ever. I can't tell you one time that I listened to a Jim Jones record when it wasn't hot. Like I'm not. I don't
Yeah,
have Jim Jones in my collection right now. I'm not about to go pull up balling. Like I don't know any of his records to even know any another name for another one. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's no diss to him, but it's like it's Nas. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like Nas is like one of the holy grail in hip hop. You can't touch that. That's like saying Rakim is whack.
yeah. I just think, I mean, even Jim Jones knows better than that. He knows like what people from that era would say. You know what I'm saying? That might fly with these young 20
Young
something
cats,
year olds, but people that really know hip hop would never like. It's just they're not even on the same level, and I don't think if you're not on the same level as somebody, there should be no comparisons whatsoever.
right?
You know, if
But like I
you,
said, it's easy to do when you get you on somebody's podcast or something, and we've been talking about Jim Jones for 2 weeks.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So he won.
No, he did, and Fat Joe's his face was priceless. Just when he
Right?
said that, it was
It's
just
crazy.
priceless. Like just the
It's
look on
crazy
his
to say
face
something.
when he said, "I'm better than Nas."
Yeah. Okay. I'm glad you feel that way.
Yep. So this album, how many songs we expecting on it?
Oh man, probably 19.
19. And you got a time frame of when you said you're probably gonna drop?
Yeah, we in June right now. Probably August.
August. Okay. And you
Probably
did most of the production on there?
Yeah, I did like 90% of the production on it.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. And you think going forward, you'll probably just still be like dropping singles and whatnot, just to like
Yeah,
get the
I'm about to
word
drop.
out there.
I'm gonna drop a new single probably tonight.
Okay.
It's called America the Beautiful. Like I said, it's one of them things where like we in a time where you know I can't be silent about how I feel about things anymore.
And I actually do music reviews on Saturdays, man. So I'll send you my email over if you're interested, and I'll review it on the show and whatnot.
Yeah, best send me that. I'll for sure send it to you.
Yeah, I ain't gonna take up all your time, man. I know you got the thing with the kids. You probably gotta go pick up your kids, don't you?
Yeah, yeah, I got a little time though. I got another 20 minutes or so.
Okay, so I mean, what you been doing lately, though, man?
Say it again. I'm sorry, you cut out a little bit.
So what you been doing lately? I mean, you got the family thing going mainly.
Yeah, I got the family thing going, man. I've been writing these children's books. I got two children's books out now, man. I'm working on the third. I got a
Okay.
story on a new app called Wattpad. You know what I'm saying? It's a teenage mystery story. So I've been getting my pen game in a different way in that realm. So I've been doing that, man, and just doing a lot of consultation with education and trying to help these kids out, man. Because I've been working with kids for like the last 30 years on top of being an MC. So um, just figuring those things out, man. Trying to make it easier, make it easy for kids behind me, man.
What you said? Something about an app called Wattpad. What's that about?
So yeah, it's an app where writers can kind of just get their work up. People can judge it and read it. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of cool content. I drop a new chapter every Friday. You know what I'm saying? So
Uh
like
huh.
the anticipation of the mystery and people, wanting to tap in has been really, really dope. It's something new that I'm trying out just to trying to get my avenues out, being on every spot I can be in as an author. See how that goes. But it's been going pretty good so far. I've been on it. This is the fourth week. So
Hmm.
it's been dope. It's been the audience has been getting bigger every week.
So, what's your opinion on like AI moving into the music landscape?
Um, it's here, man, and like I think you can't really deny it. Um, I feel it really depends on how you use it. You know what I'm saying? Like even in the education space, I feel the same way. It's like it's a tool, so you use it how you
Hmm.
use it. You know what I'm saying? And it can be detrimental or it can be something that's an additive to making something even doper. I know there's a lot of dope AI apps where like you can break down like if you want to get a sample, it'll take out certain instruments and stuff like that. So I wish I had that 30 years ago. I wouldn't have been mad at it 30 years ago. You know what I'm saying? But like anything else, man, in moderation is dope. And if you
Hmm.
overuse it, you know what I'm saying. There's name, image, and likeness issues and things of that nature, which is kind of scary. But it's one of them things, man. Like I'm sure people was mad at the synthesizer at one point until they started using it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like technology, it finds a way to catch up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
because I've heard some people like DV Alias Christ said they use AI to mix and master the music. I seen
yeah,
where DOC was talking about using it to for his voice because
what?
he lost his voice when he had
Yeah,
that car wreck. And I don't know if you ever heard DOC's album Helter Skelter back in the days, but it was a tough listen.
yeah. It was hard to listen to. Knowing that he had such a golden voice once upon a time. You know, and,
Yeah.
so, and like I said, in those regards, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But when you got, I know there's apps where you got, like, I can sing into the app and it can be a female voice, you know, and that's when it gets touchy tricky. But like I
Yeah.
said, man, to each his own. But like I said, it's a tool, so you use a tool right, it's cool.
I said recently on I don't know if it when I did music reviews that I think the best way to combat AI for like artists is just make great music, man.
Right. I 100% agree.
If you just make great music, you combat it. You don't got to worry about it because we know AI is never going to have like probably emotions that a human could put into a record. You know what I'm saying? At the
Right.
end of the day, it's going to be really emotionless. They're going to be going off of everything we pretty much do and say and whatnot. And
Yeah.
like, what do you think about like Timbaland signing like the AI artist?
I saw it coming. I know somebody else who's affiliated with Will I Am from the Black Eyed Peas. He's been telling me about AI since
Uh
2010. So I'm not surprised by it. I'm disappointed that it was him
hmm
because you
Yeah.
don't need it. You know what I'm saying? He's got enough. clout in the game to where he don't need it.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have been mad if it was some unknown producer trying to make a name for himself. That made more sense to me than somebody like Timberland doing it. But like I said, to each his own.
How do you doing on shows? Like, you still be doing shows
Man, I haven't done a show since before COVID, but
before COVID?
I will get back out there for sure. I've been turning stuff down. I just haven't been
Okay.
in the space for it. But now that I got some new material, I'm gonna get back out there on the road for sure.
I know COVID messed up a lot of things with a lot of people with the shows and stuff. Because I mean, it was literally what, some years they were shutting shows down. I think it was.
Yeah, and I was doing during COVID, man. I was doing like what they now call the tiny desk concerts. I was
Oh
kind of
yeah, yeah, yeah,
like specific fan bases, man, and people would reach out, and I'd be like, yeah, I'll come to your little Zoom party and do a set. You know what I'm saying? Why not? So, but yeah, it's been a minute. I mean, I've been a guest on a couple people's shows over the last year or so, or I've been at a show. People ask me to rhyme, so I'm no stranger to the mic, so I can do what I can do. I just hadn't officially like, oh, I'm about to go out there and do shows again.
yeah.
But I will start, coming in the rest of this summer.
Being you've been independent pretty much your whole career, right?
Yeah, yeah, I've been pretty independent.
What do you focus more on, like Bandcamp and like actual CD sales and stuff like that, or?
It depends. Like a couple records in, I was doing the CD thing because it's always
Okay,
good. 'Cause most of my fan base is overseas, so it's always good to
yeah,
have people for them. This time around, I'm gonna probably keep it digital until I see that it's bubbling, and then I'll probably do something. Do a couple pieces of vinyl. Probably do some cassettes. Just for nostalgia's sake, and stuff like that, man. But mainly though, I just keep it to I got it. It'll be up on all the DSPs, so I'll be everywhere. You know what I'm saying? But of course, I would love people to come to my Bandcamp for sure.
and what's your opinion on streaming? Because we were talking recently where like radio actually pays out more than streaming.
Oh, for sure. I mean, it's a necessary evil. Uh,
Yeah.
I don't I don't rely on it. You know,
Okay.
kind of more rely on it for more promotional to
Uh-huh.
drive you to my Bandcamp or drive you to my website. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, it's a necessary evil, man. It's just it's one of the tools of the trade. Of course, uh, YouTube pays the most out of streaming for me anyway.
Mhm.
So I appreciate all those fans who put my music up on YouTube over the course of the last 10, 20 years. But yeah, it's a necessary evil, man. It's something you kind of got to do.
Yeah, I posted something recently on Reddit. They got the hip hop heads Reddit in there, and just see if like a lot of cats remembered you. And there was some people that definitely remembered, and some people was like, "Damn, I forgot I still got that joint. I'm about to go listen to it right now."
That's dope.
Yeah, well, I ain't gonna hold you up, man. I know you got some things to do, man. I appreciate you taking time out. You're more than welcome to come back on anytime. You're a friend of the show. I've always been a fan of you. You know what I'm saying? I always felt like you probably should have got even a little bit more pushback in the days and whatnot. You know what I'm saying?
I
But
mean,
like you said, it is what it is.
yeah, I agree. I felt like I probably should have got more notoriety back then. But it's water under the bridge, man. I can't be mad that 25 years later people still listen to my first record. My first record still paying me just as much money in 2025 as it was in 2020. I mean 2000. So I can't be mad at that. It's been on major TV shows. It's done what it had to do, man. So I may not be, I'm an unknown celebrity, as I like to call myself.
And I think being independent probably, benefits more anyways, because if you was on a major label, we know they try to own your masters, your publishing, and every single thing. So
Yeah, I own my masters and I get all my publishing. So
that's
that
what's up.
just be able to say that out loud makes me excited.
So any shout outs you want to do before we go?
Shout out to the people, man, still checking for me, man. I really appreciate it. You have no idea. 50-year-old man. You couldn't have told me 25 years ago I'd still be talking about my first record of being in hip hop at 50. So the fact that I'm still here doing stuff, man, is an amazing feeling, man. And I appreciate all those who've been keep checking for me, man. And like the new music is coming. I hope I make you proud, man. If it sucks, let me know. I'll give it up. I'll do something else.
You still go by the Hitchcock of hip hop?
I haven't in a while, but like People know me for that, so
Yeah.
I'm mad when I hear it.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you, man. Like I said, man, you want to come back on anytime, just hit me up. I'll probably be hitting you up, throughout, just keeping in touch with you. Make sure you're still doing good. You know what I'm saying? Anything I see you post, make sure I like, comment, and all that good stuff, man.
I appreciate it, man. And we'll get back, man. We'll do something after I put the record out, man. We'll talk about it then.
All right, man. Enjoy the rest of your day, man.
All right, you too, brother. Appreciate you.
All right, peace. Well, there you have it. The one and only Mykill Miers. Who am I? The one and only Mykill Miers. Um, yeah, cool cat, man. Cool cat. He's got a new record out right now, and it's called "Watch Me Rise." Go check that out. It's MYKILL Miers, Mykill Miers. And like he said, he got his name basically because his first name is Michael and his birthday is on Halloween. And he was signed to Ill Boogie back in the days. Go check out his debut. It's a long time coming. Featured Rocker Ira Science, AG from Show and AG, Freddie Fox, Planet Asia. They Born Our Lives on there as well. A lot of dope beat, dope production. He's got other albums as well. You got The Trials of Job, The Second Coming, and I think he's got at least a good 8 or 9 albums or more. And he's got another one on the way. But I mean, if you don't remember Mykill Miers, I don't know what to tell you. You probably didn't listen to a lot of underground hip hop. Probably didn't listen to a lot of the hip hop that I listened to and whatnot. He was from the West Coast, been independent this whole time and whatnot. But appreciate him taking time out. He was a little late, but made it work. Made it work, man. Gonna get a lot of good clips. Definitely want to see what more he's got coming on. Don't forget tomorrow, Saturday, 4 or 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to do music reviews. I'm going to send my email over to Mykill Miers. Hopefully he'll send that new song over so we can review it. We had to reschedule the Rex and Artisan interview. That will be Monday. I don't got no more interviews this weekend, just music reviews tomorrow, and then Rex and Artisan Monday. Then we got Davina, July 3rd. That's Davina Bussy. That's Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Then the week after that, we got D Wise from the Bums and Pretty P on the 10th. Damn, so I gotta set up an interview for the 4th. I don't got nobody for the 4th. Yeah, so a lot of good interviews still left to come. And I got Gary Ramsey July 17th. So we still got Pretty P, D Wise of the Bums, Davina, Gary Ramsey, Neil Voy, and Rex and Artisan. Also, we'll be setting up some interviews for the Paul Pickett podcast here soon as well. Some more bare knuckle fight interviews. And I'm gonna start ramping up with react videos. And I need to get back in the swing of things of doing my Monday movie reviews where I watch a new movie Sunday and review it on Mondays. Appreciate my guy, Mr. Myrtle Beach, for tuning in. Appreciate John Jones. Appreciate everybody that's on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. Let's go check Instagram. Instagram is slow tonight. A little slow tonight. Gee, chill out, man. My dog over here tripping, man. All right, so we about to wrap it up, man. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Another episode live from Fayettenam. I'm the one and only Paul Masson. And like I said, we got a bunch of interviews still in the way. We'll be booking some more. I still got to follow up with some people like R&B group Surface, Shy, and some other people as well, like some of the dudes from the rap group Natural Elements, A Butter and the crew. And I got to follow up with Thurston Howe the Third. See if we can lock him in for the interview as well. But I appreciate y'all tuning in. Another episode. Peace, and I'm out.